morning, market participants, and welcome to Going into October. Last time I gave you my outlook for the rest of the year, we looked at having a little bit of a September dipsy doodle, and I delivered as promised, or I should say Mr. Market delivered. So where do we go from here? All kinds of uncertainty with elections and so forth and so forth. Let's just get right into this and start off with a nice, lovely, low beta type of interesting investment prospect. I've started seeing just a bit of interest coming into a sector that is obviously not marked up, unlike some of these technology shares that have a little bit more volatility to them. And Southern Company is a utility that pays a decent dividend, and it's one of the few that actually has never cut its dividend. And so my dog wants to chime in and let you know that he thinks that this is attractive. Hold on here. Oh, it's just, it doesn't look like a glamorous stock, but it's low beta, pays a nice dividend. And for those that might have a little bit more anxiety with volatility prospects around the election, I think that this is a really attractive candidate. At the very least, there's not a whole lot of risk in something like this. And so if we progress, there's one other candidate as well, Consolidated Edison. So once again, pays a decent dividend, starting to see a little bit of range expansion from Friday after this nice long base. And I think everybody's sort of forgotten about this whole sector and has taken it off their grid in favor of all those high beta swinging opportunities. So this is the second chart, just to keep an open mind. And lastly, CMS Energy, same thing. You're dealing with oil and gas and electricity and all kinds of things that we need in our daily life here. So it's got this lovely ABC. I like this formation. And not only that, if you look at this ABC, it's actually putting in higher lows still. So you've got a nice uptrending channel, a lot of development down there, and down below you can see you've got all potential upside with this MACD. So it might just be a little bit of a patience type of thing. It's not a glamorous stock. It does pay a small dividend, and again, I think that you can sock these things away and not have too much stress or anxiety over the next month or two. Along with our theme of lower beta, I love this fact that the Russell today has left this island gap, and I think that this was a healthy downside flush. We've talked about the thesis about the broad market catching up now. So even though it appears that we got a little bit overbought going into the beginning of September, instead of seeing too much downside, we've started to see some of these lower beta shares form bases, and I think that they can help pick up the slack now. As an aside, the sentiment readings still show way too much bearish sentiment out there. So I think that's extremely constructive for the market overall. Just this these AAII readings and even investors' intelligence downticked greatly. So I think the flurry with the NAS shares to the upside, that excess speculation has worked itself off now. And one last chart. I'm keeping this short and sweet today. So you've seen this theme of low beta, utilities, dividend paying stocks, small caps, and then lastly, look at this similar picture with the Dow. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bars price over overlap. That's a market that stopped going down and has come into balance and now has an upside breakaway gap. So there is potential still for this Dow to go to all-time new highs before the end of the year. We've had simple pullbacks along the way. This is a more complex pullback. So if you are inclined for a little bit more beta in your portfolio, you do have lots of lovely prospects like Caterpillar that's hardly given back anything on this last reaction down. All kinds of good things to say about assorted Dow shares. So I won't belabor you with that, but nice consolidation at the bottom of this last corrective swing. I promised you September would deliver some downside buying opportunity. There you go. And let's see if we can get these small caps and Dow shares rotating and providing some leadership to the upside. So thank you for having me on board, and happy trading for the month going into October.
Hey, Grayson Rose here with StockCharts. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, consider giving it a like down below, maybe leave us a comment, and if you're new to the channel, you can subscribe at the link up above. We're gonna bring you daily content from an incredible collection of technical analysts and financial experts.